Hello there. The UK Prime Minister is on a post-Brexit trade-boosting trip to Africa. Theresa May has started her 4-day trip to the continent of Africa to visit South Africa, with Nigeria and Kenya also on the itinerary. I was going to use the title Theresa Does Africa for this video, but that seemed a little tasteless, so I won't mention it. Now, Theresa May has already on day one pledged to boost African economies by £4 billion to create jobs for young people, and has also, says the BBC, pledged a fundamental shift in aid spending to focus on long-term economic and security challenges rather than short-term poverty reduction, as well as having aspirations of becoming the G7's biggest investor in Africa by 2022. The Conservative Africa Minister Harriett Baldwin was on the BBC Radio 4 Today programme earlier, saying that the UK wants relations with Africa post-Brexit to be as good as they are now. But as the UKIP leader Gerard Batten points out, that would mean maintaining the currently high level of EU common external tariffs on many agricultural products to the detriment of African producers and the UK consumer. And Harriett Baldwin also said that the UK would still be pushing £1 billion worth of aid through EU aid fund programmes after we've left. This is yet another signal that Mrs May intends to leave the EU in name only, said Gerard Batten. One of the great advantages to the UK and non-EU countries post-Brexit is no longer being constrained by the EU's common external tariffs on food and cash crops. Leaving the EU is a golden opportunity to achieve cheaper food prices for our people and increase profitable trading for developing nations. The UK PM is also courting controversy by backing South Africa's land reforms, as long as they were legal, transparent and followed a democratic process, she said, while Donald Trump tweeted about the issue last week, saying, "I have asked Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to closely study the South Africa land and farm seizures and expropriations and the large-scale killing of farmers. South African government is now seizing land from white farmers." On this subject, the UKIP leader said, "Theresa May says she supports land reform in South Africa that is legal. Many countries in the world have taken actions which are legal, but that doesn't make them morally right. It is reprehensible that Mrs May is standing shoulder to shoulder with the leader of a country who enacts these racist policies. This government has no credibility whatsoever when it speaks of protecting human rights if it looks the other way when our supposed international partners commit abuses. White farmers are having their land taken away. They are being attacked and murdered for no other reason than they are white. It should be the duty of international leaders to speak up against what is a form of ethnic cleansing, not condone it by mealy-mouthed references to legality." Of course, the UK social justice warriors are very silent on this particular matter, aren't they? Doesn't fit their narrative, does it? And finally, the Scottish space company Skyrora has chosen Cornwall Airport in Newquay as the site for its inaugural testing programme as it builds towards orbital launch. This will be the first liquid fuel rocket engine tests by a British launch vehicle to take place in the UK for half a century. The engine test will be significant in that it will become the first of its type by a British small satellite launcher to take place in the UK since Black Arrow in the 1960s, a rocket that went on to conduct the first and only successful British orbital launch. Daniel Smith, Director of Business Development at Skyrora, said, "Our goal is to become a reliable and trusted UK launch operator, offering cost-effective, responsive launch capabilities from the north of Scotland. For our upper stage engine testing specifically, Newquay is a great fit due to the enthusiasm and support from the team in Cornwall, which has been critical in enabling us to move quickly. The airport facility provides us with a perfect short-term solution while we work towards establishing our own strategic capability north of the border for our larger engines. The Skyrorer XL vehicle is on track to become the first British rocket to launch into orbit, and draws parallels with the original UK orbital rocket Black Arrow through its use of kerosene and hydrogen peroxide as a fuel source. Well, they'd better get a move on, because I've heard that post-Brexit, gravity will increase in the UK and stop anything getting off the ground, and that all UK technology will cease to function at 11 PM on the 29th of March 2019. So, please let us all know what you think by leaving a comment below. Thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.